Hello. Hello. So maybe I should say Om Shanti. So you found the conversations interesting? Is there anyone who wants to share what is their key takeaway? And then we can move to the next session. Anyone? Yes. Hmm. Hmm. Very good. Absolutely. Wonderful. Wonderful. Begin. Yes. Thank you. Anyone else? Yes, please.
Audience. I would look at through the lens of having maybe 3 or 5 possibilities. And when I mean, and then jogging, it opened up possibilities for me. Like there were so many possibilities that are existing, but I was restricting myself to only 3 or 4 to explore what I want to do. So be open to discovering these possibilities when you meet and interact with people. They are the leads which divine is guiding you to approach and take it forward. So,
Fantastic.
and believe in it that it will happen.
Fantastic. And taking that forward, can you have your lunch and dinner with a different partner for the rest of the days? Is it possible? And remember what we promised ourselves? You still remember? Very good. Yes? So, both for Friday, today and tomorrow, we are going to have silent dinners. So, you can choose a different partner for tomorrow morning, the breakfast. Okay? So, now we proceed. I invite Anitaben.
Thank you, Balabhai. And we have a little pleasant surprise now, and we have with us our senior, very, very senior brother from the headquarters, Rajuki brother BK Karunabhaiji. I invite Karunabhaiji on stage. And can I request you all to please come in the front? Because Karunabhaiji has a lot of experience and expertise in not just Raja Yoga meditation, in a lot of other things. So the more closer we are to the faculty, the more benefit we get. I keep repeating. Welcome. Please come in front. Sevadharis, please guide them. You can come and sit in the center. There are a lot of chairs empty. I would take this opportunity to introduce Karunabhaiji. The introduction is so long, but to cut it short, Bhaiji has been instrumental in creating, and I would use the word instrumental because he has always considered him as an instrument of God, and done all the so many responsibilities that he still holds. He is the Chairperson of the Media Wing of Rajuga Education and Research Foundation, the member of Managing Committee of the Headquarters, the founder, Peace of Mind Channel, Director, Radio Madhuban, Chief of Multimedia, Director, PR, Global IT and Communication, media spokesperson, publisher of Om Shanti Media and other magazines, director and producer of Brahma Kumari Films, manager of Rajoga Education and Research Foundation, and many more responsibilities. So you can imagine how much is there on his shoulders, yet he remains light, always smiling, tireless, and continues to serve. He is invited both in India and abroad for his insights, his spiritual wisdom combined with his years of experience. He is into Rajoga meditation and teacher since the past 63 years. He is dedicated to the organization since 63 years. So you can imagine how much he holds, the kind of power he holds, and continues to serve so many. So we're very fortunate to have with him with us today. So I would hand over to Bhaiji. Om Shanti.
आत्मदर्शन स्वयं का दर्शन, आत्मदर्शन स्वयं का दर्शन, आत्म ज्योति जगा ले, बुझी हुई जगा कर ज्योति, स्वराज फिर पाले, आत्मदर्शन स्वयं का दर्शन।
ओम शांति। By seeing all of you, I am so happy that Baba has made my dream true. We call it as IT wing, but in our organization we have more than 20 wings which were started about 25 years back. At that time, probably nobody was quite aware of what is IT. The computer was introduced and we were all on computers. But it grown like anything today. It has washed off all the typing, this, that and all, it is finished. So, the whole world today knows what is IT. They go to an extent to say if world is moving, it is because of IT. And I was trying to have a separate wing for all of you, so that because your lifestyle, even today, you work on projects, not 24 hours or 48 hours, how many nights, how many days, we don't know. And till you complete a project, I think still the same practice is going on all over the world. otherwise I am also in media. So in media we say, aaj tak, ab tak, so like that. So every time we are going ahead with the times. And your work, I know that how we are all tied up with our own timings. You sacrifice a lot. And our Indian brothers and sisters all over the world known for IT development. So I really know that how much peace for yourself you need. Because every time a work is something new and it is growing from all different sides. So whenever we talk of, oh, what language you are using, and I hear all the time some new name. So there is a continuous progress and development, and you are all committed. So I thought that we are already having so many professional wings. So I thought that there must be a separate wing for IT. Why we say is that all of you know each other,
that what is your hardship, how much of
tension you have and how you are living. So that's why we have these professional wings. So we have only IT people here, not doctors or lawyers or no. So that you can always exchange your ideas and we can really make happy ourselves. See, all of us are human beings, and when others are able to enjoy the peace, meditation, why not we? So therefore, we invited all of you here that you will really enjoy the peace. I am sure the day or the time you entered this complex, I think you must have felt that this is different.
many people say that is it still in the same
Say we are going out, Mount Abu for 2-3 days, forgetting everything. And that is the meditation what you are going to learn, not to stop your brain, but how to relax yourself and try to understand something which no education on this earth teach these things. Mostly what we learn as education is to earn dollars. But here, how we can keep ourselves in peace, happiness, love, and live like any other professional people. When you see them, you feel a little jealous. Oh, they are all enjoying, but we are struggling. So therefore, we are very happy to invite you, and we have thousands of IT professionals all over the world now practicing this meditation. We call it as Saral Raj Yoga, Sahaj Raj Yoga. Usually yoga is a physical one, all cannot do all the exercises. But this, we can do it very easily. That is the technique what our Brahma Kumaris are teaching us. So therefore, you will be all together here, and if at all you are going to have some sessions or speech or all, whatever, it all is concerned with our mind, body, food, lifestyle, and then how to have a happy life, peaceful life, like any other professional people. I know nowadays doctors are more busy than us actually, but we have to find some time for ourselves, because any tension in life is going to affect our health. And once we have some problem, then we lose everything. So therefore, health is first. But we say in health, the thought, the mind is first. Because mostly the body also follows the mind. If it is tension, then it has many effects in this body. So therefore, you will enjoy these 3 days so happily, so peacefully, without even thinking about any worries of the world. You are very far from the world. God has created us as such a beautiful place and an atmosphere where it is the gift of God. There is nobody here in Brahma Kumari's organization that we are the owners of this. No. When this was built, our Dadiji, Prakashmani Dadiji, she was all the time dreaming that you all will come like this and stay here and enjoy. So that the dream, I am seeing that God has made it true and you will all enjoy. I heartily welcome you here. This is your home. Whatever you want to have, anything, medicine, whatever your needs, you can always express and it is your home. So I stay actually in Abu Road, that is below the hill, so where we also had a meeting of about 2,000 brothers and sisters from India who are in this organization doing this type of services for 40, 50 years. So I just completed and I came to know that you are all here. And one group from Mumbai, Pune, they were coming and I visited them a month ago there. So I thought I can meet all of you and I am very happy and I thank you all for coming and enjoying, and then please help your all friends who are in this profession to come here anytime and have some relaxation and enjoy your life. Thank you. Om Shanti.
Thank you so much, Bhaiji. Thank you. Your presence has really brought a lot of energy and refreshment. Thank you. So we move on, and of course you've been hearing Balkishore Bhai, you heard him yesterday, you heard him just now, but I take this opportunity to give a brief introduction. You have not heard his introduction before. So Balkishore Bhai, or we call him Bala Bhai, is both a student for life and a student of life. As a student for life, he did his MTech in computer sciences in 1995, management degrees from Manchester Business School as a British Chevening Scholar in 2002, got executive coach certification from International Coach Federation in 2013, and diploma in Vedic Sciences in 2019. As a student of life, he shares his experiences and insights as a coach, counselor, and meditation teacher by working as Vice President Better Living at Sears Technologies. So he is one of the key forces behind organizing this retreat. He's taken on several responsibilities, both in the IT wing and other services of Brahma Kumaris, and his energy and enthusiasm and tirelessness, his love for service and God has made him a very, very humble instrument of the services of Brahma Kumaris. So Balkishore Bhai.
Able to hear me? Okay. We'll start with a couple of minutes of relaxation. Yeah, just some deep breathing. Sit straight. And you remember the oral posture? Yes? For those of you who have come today morning, welcome once again. So the oral posture, like our body posture, is you make your tongue touch the upper palate, close the teeth and your lips, and then breathe through the nose. Very simple. Take a deep breath. As you breathe in, observe the muscles of your stomach expand. As you breathe out, observe the muscles of your stomach contract. Breathe slowly and deeply. Visualize a shining bright white star in the middle of your forehead. Shining bright white star, spreading its white rays of peace and relaxation all over your face. As these white rays of peace and relaxation, they travel through your neck, through your shoulders, through your chest, through your back, through your hands, and through your stomach. Your whole upper body is shining with white light. Continue to breathe slowly and deeply while you spread the vibrations of peace and relaxation around you. As these white rays pass through your trunk, through your thighs, through your knees, through your legs and through your toes, you are able to see yourself as a being of light. Every cell of your body shining brightly and spreading rays of peace and relaxation around you. Through your mind's eye, continue to see this being of light. That's who you are. Visualize and experience the white rays of peace and relaxation spreading around you. Gently move your arms, rub your palms, and wipe your eyes. The sweetness of silence is what I learned with Brahmakumaris 30 years ago. And as we talked about applied spirituality yesterday, we just sat in meditation for 2 minutes. That's 120 seconds. And do you see the difference it has made in 120 seconds? If you wanted to have a conversation, is this a better state to start? Yes? So do you want to practice this at the beginning of your meetings? Is it possible? It's very simple, just 90 seconds. Just sit there, do some deep breathing, focus on yourself, and then start. Is it possible? So there's one of my friends in Google, he was meeting us a few years ago. He shared this interesting experience. When he was meeting with his global counterparts as a part of his regular meeting, agenda would run over and they were never able to complete the items. Then he started this new practice where the first 5 minutes, they would switch on the videos, they would join the meeting and just be silent. They wouldn't do anything, just be silent. Not twiddling their thumbs, not checking their mobile. You have to have your camera on and just be there for first 5 minutes. Just with this simple practice of starting with silence, he saw a drastic change in the next few weeks. 95% of his meetings were completing, not only finishing the agenda, but they were also happening before time. With just few minutes of silence. And there is a reason, science behind it. Whenever you change your attention from one task to the next, brain requires some energy to perform that attentional switch. And that is what we call as brain switching penalty. Many times, almost all of you are leaders, when you have back-to-back meetings, have you observed when you move into the next meeting, it's the previous meeting's thoughts that still keep continuing? And then you take some time to reorient yourself. That is what we call as attentional residue. So whatever you paid attention to, that is continuing into the next meeting, and that's not good. Yes? Because now you are losing of what is happening in this meeting. And the best way to break that and reduce the brain switching penalty is to start with 2 minutes of silence, even 90 seconds. Because when you breathe deeply and slowly, you also start thinking slowly. There's a very close relationship between breathing and thinking. Try to breathe deeply and slowly and think fast. Impossible. That is why when you are anxious, you must have heard your elders or friends say that, just take a couple of deep breaths, it's okay. This is the reason. Because breathing, thinking and aging, all the three are related. The faster you think, the faster you breathe. And the faster you breathe, the faster you age. That is why tortoise, which lives for 120 years, one of the longest living terrestrial animals, it takes only 2 breaths per minute. Only 2. And the sweet spot is, this is again both through research and through the science of pranayama. If we can take 6 breaths per minute, that's ideal. 6 breaths, if we can aim for that. It's very simple. 4 seconds you breathe in, 3 seconds, 2 seconds you hold, that's 6 seconds, and then 4 seconds you breathe out. Or you can even do 3 plus 3 plus 4. So that makes it per minute 6 breaths. And then check yourself how you feel, because automatically you will slow down. 10 to 12. And when you're anxious, it can even go to 15, 16. And most of the time we do shallow breathing. That's why we get exhausted. Because we don't take in enough air and we don't hold and then exhale it fully, which is very important. Inhales are shallow, exhales are shallow. If you can start doing it, then slowly you will start reducing the number of breaths per minute. And you will start seeing the difference. It won't happen overnight. It will take a few months or maybe depending on the practice even years. But it is a good practice to aim for. Can I be honest? I don't have an answer. So this is in the normal, even I'm assuming that in New Delhi even, I don't think there is a lot of polluted air even inside the homes, only when you go out you experience it. So whenever you are in an environment where there is not much pollution, you can start practicing this pranayama. And the meaning is beautiful. Prana is the life force, the life itself. Ayama means perspective. The exercise that helps you to change your perspective. When you're anxious, your perspective is different. When you're relaxed, your perspective is different. Yes or no? So that is why it's called pranayama. That which helps you to change your perspective. Now, oral posture, I said, you sit straight, the tongue touches the palate lightly, close the teeth and the lips, and then you start breathing through your nose. A lot of our health related issues can be resolved if only we breathe through the nose and not through the mouth. You must have seen when you are observing or when you are listening, you might not have observed for yourself, but and then you start breathing through the mouth, and that's not good. So consciously when we start practicing, it's very good for health. And that's a separate session itself. We are not going to discuss that, but trust me, breathing only through the nose is very, very healthy. Good. Well, you watched a very interesting video where he talks about belief, about perspective. So for the last many years, I've been trying to see whatever Brahmakumaris are teaching, whatever I've been practicing and the small change that I was able to see in my life, is there something that I can share with the larger audience which they can start using in their day-to-day life? That's what I call it as applied spirituality. We have come here for 3 days, then we definitely want to take something with us which makes us more efficient and effective. That's what summarizes what I have learned from Brahmakumaris and what, if you have attended today's Raj Yoga session, talks about. Aham Atma Mama Shariram. And for the next few minutes, this is what we will explore. Looks so simple, but it's very, very profound and powerful. That I am the soul and this is my body. Aham Atma Mama Shariram. Looks simple. Right? So this is what we call as the Sar, and now we will discuss the Vistar, the expansion, and how it can be applied. And this is what I call this as the soul conscious leadership. So this framework that I'm going to share with you now is called as soul conscious leadership. Leadership principles derived from being soul conscious. So what is soul consciousness and why it is important and why this framework is so useful in current times, we will discuss that. First thing about this framework is, it starts with smriti, that is awareness, which talks about who I think I am. Then comes vritti. From smriti comes my attitude, how I look at things. Smriti comes from the word smara. means remember, means memory. What is it that the picture that I have of myself, what I believe of myself, it starts with that smriti, then there is vritti, then there is drishti. Who I think I am governs how I see things, my vritti, that is my attitude. And my attitude decides what I see. Yes, our experience also shows that. The how decides the what. That is how we filter what we are seeing. That is why two people don't see the same thing, because they are looking at it from a different perspective. And vision is what leads to kriti, action. Because that is what motivates me or demotivates me to act or not to act. So from drishti comes kriti. And from kriti comes srishti, the creation, whatever we create. And this is what feeds back into our smriti, and this becomes a cycle. As leaders, all of us are interested in some way changing this. Yes or no? Srishti, creating something new, something more beautiful, something that can help more people. This is where our focus is a lot of times. And then, whatever helps us do this, we try to start focusing here on the action, the doing, what even Shivani Ben talked about. But there is something more which we are missing. Because until we do not start with the first step smriti, you won't be able to change the srishti. Interesting? This is what we will explore, and this is a very simple framework. Smriti se vritti, vritti se drishti, drishti se kriti, kriti se srishti. And then that srishti is what becomes our conditioning, and that is what becomes our smriti again. Now this becomes a virtuous circle or a vicious circle. Where do we break in? Most of the times we try to break in here. Thoda ye kiya, thoda wo kiya, won't change much. Because fundamentally, we should begin from here. And that's the fundamental change I learned from Brahma Kumaris. That I start with, I am a soul, I am not this body. This is my body. That simple fact that I am a soul, how does it transform? Let's explore. So when we talk about smriti, awareness, what does it mean? It is who you believe you are. Interesting thing about awareness is it's very subtle and unconscious. It's always there. When you step into your office, what's your awareness? When you step into your home, is there a difference or not? You see how the awareness, it's the same you, but your awareness changes when you move with your friends. When you step out to represent your office or country, what's your awareness? Now let's explore this a little more. Please don't mind, I've picked up an example which our post-independence education has taught us. Science says our ancestors were like, that's what we learned. Religion says our ancestors were like. Now that's a question of belief. If this is what your awareness is, this is how you think. I am fundamentally an ape with basal instincts and my nature is to fight and win. For it will be the survival of the fittest. But in order to get along with others, I must suppress these basal emotions because it stems from my awareness. Now suppose I change my awareness, my smriti, who I believe I am, who I am. I am fundamentally divine and my nature is peace, love and joy. Even if you consider this just as an experiment, as a conjecture, then what happens? So when I believe that I am fundamentally divine, then I start focusing on emerging and expressing these latent qualities through introspection and meditation. I don't have to become something, I am already that. See the big difference? And you're not talking about what is right, no, what is wrong. We're not talking about that at all. It's nothing about right or wrong. But what is important for all of us to understand is my awareness impacts my action. And my belief impacts my behavior. Most of the behavioral change interventions do not work because we do not focus at the underlying beliefs. They remain as is, and we try to change the external ones, and after a few days or weeks or months, we go back. This is the reason. We focus on results and behaviors, and then we do all these sessions about what we feel, how we can change our feelings, forgetting that I create those feelings based on what I think, and what I think is again based on what I believe. And most of the beliefs we are not even aware of, because that's what awareness is made of. So fundamentally, if you want to change this, it starts here. It's difficult. I'm not saying it's easy, but it's possible. Because this change is more lasting. When you do at any other level, it would not last. That's the importance of awareness. Now that awareness leads to the vritti, the attitude, how I look at things. And how I look at things influences what I look. I'll demonstrate that in a minute. And then the circle completes. So let's focus on these two now. We saw how awareness impacts my action. Agreed? Belief impacts behavior, or belief guides the behavior. Two important principles. Agreed? Good. So now let's move on. Vritti and drishti. What do you see? Go ahead, speak up. Yes. Baby, okay. It's a bird. And what are these? Birds. What is this? Water. What is this? Legs, a bird, a beak, and more birds. Clear? Now this is how we are seeing, and this is what we are seeing. Now, tell me what you're seeing. Very good. You see a fish? Yes, you see a couple of trees. Fantastic. Yes, you see a frog, and then you see a boat. Yes, a man in a boat, and you see some tents, and then now water has moved back. Okay, and some sort of an island here, because if fish is here, naturally this is water. I did not change even a single pixel between these two pictures. It's exactly the same. Is there a bird here? Is there a fish here? Is there a tree here? Is there a leg here? The answer is, it depends on how you look. Exactly. So please write this very important principle. For all of us managers, very important. And if you don't mind, if I sound pedantic, you're okay, because that's my style. I don't want you to miss anything interesting. When I change the way I look at things, the things I look at change. When I change the way I look at things, the things I look at change. Interesting? Things remain the same. Picture remains the same. Reality remains the same. If picture is reality, reality remains the same. But how I am looking, my vritti determines what I am looking at. My vision. You agree with that now? Does anyone disagree? Because what I look at is completely dependent on how I am looking. When I change the way I look at things, the things I look at change. I'll give you one very important effect in management which is built on this principle. It's called Pygmalion effect. You can just make a note. I won't go into the details, but that's homework for you to explore. Pygmalion effect, Pygmalion, Pygmalion effect. And this Pygmalion, Pygmalion effect. Because that is what explores this aspect of when I change the way I look at things, the things I look at change. So when I bring in my new awareness that I am a soul and not this body, because I'm starting with my smriti, I'm changing the smriti itself, the foundation, then what happens? Let's explore that. Because from smriti comes my sthiti, my state of being. And from sthiti comes my swarup. When I continuously be in that state, I become an embodiment. And my swarup decides my samarthi. Smriti says sthiti, sthiti says swarup, and swarup says samarthi. From when I become an embodiment of that, that is what I keep exhibiting. That is what becomes my capability, my samarthi. Samarthi is capability. Yeah. Samarthya is also capability. Yes. So smriti says sthiti, sthiti says swarup, swarup says samarthi. So now you see, if you want to change your capability, where will you begin? With smriti, with your awareness. That's very important. So when we talk about soul consciousness, when we talk about that awareness that I am soul and not body, what does it mean? These are some very simple principles which is what we will explore in a little more detail. I am unique. Self-evident. Yes or no? We don't have to argue over that. When I say you are unique, you won't come to me and then argue, no, I am copycat of somebody else. It's straightforward, I am unique. I'm equal. Very important. I'm equal. We are different, but we are equal. We are not same, but we are equal. I'm valuable. Another simple principle of soul consciousness. I am master. I'm not a victim. I am master. I am creator, not the created. I am the creator. I am creating my experience. I am light, which we just experienced. And I am connected, not alone. Very simple. You might be feeling lonely, whatever may be the reason, but you're always connected with all others around you. And I am capable. We can call this as self-evident axioms because we don't need to prove them because they are self-evident. I am unique, I am equal, I am valuable, I am master, I am creator, I am light, I am connected and I am capable. Now these form the foundation for our soul conscious leadership model. Because when we start having these in our smriti, in our awareness, these are the ones, and I am eternal, very important. When I am a soul, Very good question. Here, we are going to stop at the level which is actually going to help us before we go beyond. Is that okay? Yeah. Yes. I am connected with the other people around. That is how karma gets formed, the interpersonal karma, because we don't live alone. And when you are soul, when you are eternal, you keep taking births and you keep having those accounts with the other people. That's what it means. Here, we are talking only about here, with the people around. I'm connected. Okay? And when I start having this awareness, we will explore each one of them. We'll go into the detail and we will see how this awareness impacts our vritti and vritti impacts drishti, and through that kriti and srishti. This soul consciousness, when soul consciousness means when I am in the awareness of all these. When I am in this awareness, genuine love and compassion develops. Non-judgmental awareness and listening happens. And I'll show you how we derive these from these. You develop empathy. And as managers, leaders, you can create psychologically safe teams. I'll show you how in this framework. It's so simple. It gives you that confidence. And you can become a better decision maker, which is another very important aspect of leadership. So I'll show you how from these simple principles which are self-evident, we can derive all these. So let's start. I am unique. Very simple. It's self-evident. We don't even have to argue. Now let's get into the vistar of I am unique. It means there is no one else like me. Simple. Another simple one, self-evident. We laugh when you say, Bala, इतना यहाँ तक बुला के ये सब सिखा रहे हो, ये सब बता रहे हो. You know this already. But now the fun begins. I am unique means you are also unique. Each one of us is unique. Now extend this. When I am unique, can I ever become like you? Can I ever become like you? Then why would I want to ape somebody and become like them instead of being myself? I stop trying to being someone else and I accept myself as I am. And that's one of the most important elements of self-acceptance. Constantly we are trying to ape and become somebody else, fulfill someone else's expectations, transform ourselves to impress somebody because we forgot our uniqueness. But that's a fundamental principle. I'm unique. Whatever I do, I can never become you. So when I start from this principle that I'm unique, because that's a feature, it's not a bug. Yes or no? It's not a bug, it's a feature. So then I start accepting who I am as I am. Yes, I can grow, I can improve, but that growth is also unique to me. I don't have to become like you because you are unique and I can never become like you. Then comparisons become irrelevant because I'm unique and so are you, and so are you, so are you, so are you. And when there is no comparison, there is jealousy. यार उसके इतने फॉलोअर्स बन गए यार, एक महीने में, एक साल से मेहनत कर रहा हूँ, एक भी काउंट नहीं बढ़ा. Each one is unique. So naturally their follower count also will be unique. The number of likes they receive will also be unique. It's as simple as that. And that is what improves the positive self-esteem. And you stop criticizing yourself for not being able to be someone else. Check your self-criticism. Most of the times it is that. Why aren't we doing like them? Why am I not able to speak like them? Why am I not able to do like them? By all means improve, grow, but understand that you are unique. And when I'm unique, when you are unique, that is what starts developing non-judgmental awareness. Sakshi drashta sthiti. Being an observer and seeing things, not getting carried away, not judging and not wanting people to become like me. Or not forcing people to look at me the way I want them to look at. They will look at the way they want to look at because they are unique. When I'm unique, when you are unique, so are your tastes, so are your reactions, your abilities, all are different from mine. And that's absolutely okay. I like black, you like white. That's absolutely okay. I like paneer and you are vegan. That's absolutely okay. I like coffee without milk and you like chai with a couple of spoons of sugar. Assuming you don't have, the D thing. So your unique means your tastes are unique. And I acknowledge that. And that is when mutual respect increases. And then I start listening to you. Because now I am no longer impose my thoughts, my ideas, and I don't want you to become like me because fundamentally I know you can never become like me, nor can I ever become like you. And that's what develops mutual respect. And when that respect is there, I start listening to your point of view. Because now, we are unique, means our points of view are unique. That means they can be different. We are permitting that difference. I am allowing you to be different. Fascinating stuff. Most of the times we don't allow. But once you internalize this belief, this awareness that I am unique, then there is no struggle. There is no kinchatan. You are you and I am me. Yes, absolutely. It's absolutely fine. I have never said that. So if you see at the fundamental level, when you start respecting them without imposing and allowing them to make those choices by making them aware of what they can do better, the change starts happening much more. In a minute you will understand that also. Is it okay? Can I move ahead? Yeah? And what is love? At heart, it is respect and safety. Not the Bollywood kind of love running around trees. Okay? Love at heart is respect and safety. I like being loved because the other person is respecting me and paying attention to me for who I am. That's why relationships are so beautiful, because you make me feel valuable. And when I'm with you, you make me feel that I'm your world. And that's what I want. That's what makes me feel respected, and that's what we all want. And paying attention is the highest form of respect we can give to the other person. And that's what creates that safety. And where does this come from? When I start accepting you as you are. Such a big thing in relationships, nahi? I am never accepted as I am. हमेशा खींचातान होता है. ये ठीक नहीं है, वो ठीक नहीं है, ये ठीक करो, वो ठीक करो. Why can't I be myself? Because you're unique, I respect you for who you are and allow you to be yourself. And that's empathy. Yes or no? Now we no longer need to struggle to be empathic. It comes as a natural outgrowth or a natural result of me remembering and being in this awareness that I am unique, you are unique. Simple. There's no struggle now because we go back to first principles. And I don't need permission to be myself because I am unique too. Most of the interpersonal conflicts disappear. You need not like what I like and I need not like what you like. And that is okay. Absolutely okay. And there's something very interesting about these conflicts. Do you know you are the reason for all the conflicts you face? I'm making a very, very simple but very profound statement. You are the reason for all your conflicts. My spouse doesn't wake up in time. She or he is happy doing what they are doing. It is me who is having a conflict with their behavior. They are happy doing what they are doing. My team member every day comes late. Now that became a point of conflict for both of us. Now the team member is happy coming late because they are happy doing what they are doing. It is you who is not happy, and that is why the conflict. Very important step in conflict resolution. Because a lot of it, whenever we talk about conflicts, we always talk at length about the other person, forgetting that you are originating that conflict because they are happy being themselves. I'm not saying you should not try to resolve it, but this changes the complete dynamics. Because then I can start focusing on me. And if it is me, then I'm in control. And I have another very simple principle, my definition of stress. You might want to write and then reflect. Whenever I try to control things that are not in my control, the result is stress. Very simple. Every time I get frustrated or stressed, I ask myself, Bala, what are you trying to control? Because whenever I try to control something that is not in my control, that's stress. Simple. When I'm preparing this session, will you respond? Will you write? Will you listen? Will you sleep? Will you clap after this? I have absolutely no control. But if I keep worrying about it while preparing, I'll get even more stressed. The only control I have is in preparing and then sharing. That's it. If it happens, it happens. And stress suddenly disappears. And it increases mutual acceptance. And I'm not saying that is agreement. Acceptance is different from agreement. Most of the times we don't want to accept because we are afraid the other person will take my acceptance as agreement. No. Acceptance means I respect your opinion as much I respect my opinion. And I can still withhold my agreement. And see the beauty, when I start accepting your opinion, then I listen. Most of the times, have you heard this when it said, if you want my buy-in, allow me to weigh in. If you want my buy-in, allow me to weigh in. That means if you want me to say yes to what you are saying, you first listen to me. I'm not saying you have to agree, but just listen to me. And how many times you felt, मेरी सुनवाई हुई? वो हाँ कहे ना कहे ठीक है, लेकिन उन्होंने ध्यान से मेरी बात सुनी. And you see how you feel? That is acceptance. Because that is what we look for. We don't look for agreement in most cases. What we look for is acceptance. And that comes naturally when I say I am unique. And by extension, you are also unique. I don't have to struggle for that. Absolutely. My son need not be as famous or as best as I am. We create so much pressure on our kids. I am an engineer and you want to become a painter. मैं किसको मुंह दिखाऊं? दिन रात बैठ के कुछ घिसता रहता है. कुछ तो बन यार, कुछ तो. That's a complete violation of this I am unique principle. And the beauty is every time you violate any of these principles, you will experience sorrow. Whenever you're experiencing sorrow, you can just go back and check which principle are you violating, whether at the level of self or at the level of interpersonal relationships. It's that simple. Just before coming here, there's this father who's a very famous businessman. He called me and he said, Bala, my son is about 26. He's not growing. He's not using his time well. I said, kya hua? Oh, I just don't know for all these years. And I said, let me speak with the son. So I spoke with the son. And the son says, my father is extremely successful and I constantly get compared with him since childhood. I don't like business. मुझे business करना ही नहीं है. There is enough money my dad earned. My passion is painting. My passion is art. And that becomes a point of friction because you violated that principle. And see the amount of pressure we create, at least in India, that whatever I could not do, you should do. अरे ये क्या है? आप डॉक्टर नहीं बन सके इसलिए आपका बच्चा डॉक्टर बनना ही चाहिए. I got into private engineering college, you have to get into IIT. चलो कोटा. And you are not even trying to understand what do you need, what do you want to become, what is it that you are good at, can you explore? Nothing. And how does this impact on work? Every team member is respected as they are. Because now I no longer need someone who thinks like me, who does like me. ये ना मुझे 20 साल पहले में जो था ना वो मुझे याद दिलाता है this fellow. He's going to become a superstar like me. देखते रहना. Because his attitude, the way he speaks, the way he does, it's like me. So I will always promote him. But this fellow, whatever I say, he will always come up with something opposite. I just can't tolerate this fellow. Every time I present something in the meeting, he will poke a hole and then say, "Aisa hota to." I'm sick and tired of this fellow. But when you start acknowledging that I am unique and you are unique, you're absolutely okay because that's how that person is. And you always have in your hands whether you want to agree or not. And when you start respecting, that is what we all look for. That creates that psychological safety. And you should search, you should Google about Google's project Aristotle. Very interesting work that they have done and how they found out one of the most important aspects of high performing teams is people feeling psychologically safe. That does not mean they don't make mistakes. It means they don't hesitate to share their mistakes in the team because they feel safe. Because they are allowed to be themselves. How many times, just ask yourself, in a meeting, you want to say something and then, ठीक है, पता नहीं, क्या सोचेंगे? You see that? And many such good ideas get withheld. Because we are not living this principle that I am unique and you are unique. And when I feel safe in your presence, that takes the conversations to a completely different level. Because now I no longer have to hide. I no longer have to wear a mask. I am. And no idea is brushed aside just because it is different. Because it's a feature, it's not a bug. And creates more opportunities for better ideas to be shared. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? I can go on and on, but that gives you an idea of how a simple principle of self-evident principle, nothing new, that I am unique, how it gets translated when we bring it into life. Now that is soul consciousness. Because I'm conscious of these qualities when I come into action. Smriti, vritti, drishti, kriti. And then the kind of srushti you are going to do with your team, imagine what it's going to be, what quality it's going to be. And when I say I'm equal, I'm not same. I am neither lesser than someone or more than someone. I am equal. You might have different capabilities, I might have different capabilities. That does not make you superior or inferior to me. We are equal. And this becomes a natural extension of I am unique. And this has huge impact if we can teach this to our children and to ourselves. I don't have to do something. I am respected because I am. That's it. And this eliminates all artificial disparities created based on body consciousness, color, status, religion, gender, nationality, income, position, job, capability, performance, so many things. I am not saying you eliminate your performance review process. That is not what I am trying to communicate. But when you rate, don't try to rate the person, because a person's potential can never be rated. What you are rating is that 1 year or that 6 months performance of that person. There's a big difference. And when we express that, it becomes so much more easier for them to accept and then work on their performance, because they know deep inside, just because you didn't achieve your sales targets in the 6 months, you did not fall in the eyes of your manager. That's what we look for, right? And when I start interacting with you and not based on your performance, see the difference it makes to the relationship, then the chances of I improving actually increase, because I also want to become a better version of myself. Because that is inbuilt in each one of us. Nobody gets up in the morning to say, let me fail today. Nobody wakes up with that thought. We all want to become a better version of ourselves. And as leaders, are we allowing our team members to become a better version of themselves instead of imposing artificial standards that we created? Let's do a simple exercise. Please write. I encourage each one of you to write, please. Don't just sit there, please write. And that's the only instruction I will give, nothing else. I will. We'll share the slide deck, yes. Just write about yourself, whatever comes to your mind. And I'm going to give you 2 minutes. Good. Does anyone want to volunteer to read? Yes, please. Yes. Very good. Very good. Yes. Fantastic. Very good. Thank you. Anyone else? Yes. Fantastic. Good for you. Fantastic. Very good. One more. Thank you. The last one, this. Yes, sister. Go ahead. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Very good. You see something very interesting in what all they shared? Nobody talked about their role. Nobody talked about their role. As soon as I asked you, write about yourself, wantedly I kept it vague. I just said, write about yourself. So when you start thinking about yourself, none of us thinks about our role. We think about our qualities. Because deep inside, each one of us wants to be respected, and we know each one of us is valuable. I am valuable. I am virtuous. Because I have those qualities in me. Interesting? And when I feel that I am valuable, what does the other person also must be feeling? Then do I have any right to look down upon them? Because they are valuable. Each one of us is valuable. Because this is one of the lines that we learn as a part of the daily Murli in Brahmakumaris. हर आत्मा की अपनी अपनी विशेषता है. हर आत्मा की अपनी अपनी विशेषता है. विशेषताएं अलग अलग हो सकती हैं, लेकिन है विशेषता. They may not have the same kind of speciality like you have, but they also have a speciality. And there is no soul who is bereft of these specialities. Because that is not law. Each one of us is valuable. I am valuable. That does not mean because I did not come first, as he was saying, where coming second is always not coming first. You heard that in the video, what he was sharing? Because that is what became what Shivani Ben was talking in the morning, the performance-oriented culture. I am unique, I am valuable, I am equal. And start seeing what does this awareness make to our self-esteem. And the next one, very important, very powerful. I am master, I am creator. I was preparing for this and reviewing my notes, I saw this. A couple of years ago, during COVID times, people do get in touch with me. So one of my friends put me in touch with this person who was a drug addict. He was feeling helpless, hopeless, because he tried to become sober, he was not able to do it. And in the first initial session itself, after listening to him, I just started with this insight. You are the master. You can control your cravings. He never heard that. Nobody told him. Because of his addiction, he felt helpless. He thought he had no power. Once I said, you practice this, I am the master. I can control my cravings. Just with this practice, he was able to remain sober for the next 1 full year. He felt so empowered. I could see just with this introduction, he started getting tears in his eyes. Because he was always feeling that he was a slave for a substance. Because nobody told him that you are a master. You can assert your mastery. Just a shift in awareness. And since childhood we are told, man bandar hai, man kutta hai, man goda hai, control nahi kar sakte hain, to control karne ki koshish karna hi band kar diya hai. But you start with this awareness, this is my mind. I can control it. See the difference it makes. If there is one insight you are going to take, let it be this. We are scared to practice meditation. We are scared to calm our thoughts down. We are scared of silence because we thought that I am a slave, I am a victim. You are not. As a master, I can control my thoughts. And now suddenly, the whole experience changes. Because now I know I can control, it requires some effort. That's it. Maybe few days, maybe few weeks, but I can do it. And as a master, I create my own experience. I choose to be happy. Because this awareness that I am the master, I am creator, I am creating my own experience. And see the difference it makes. Then I don't have to give my remote control to everybody on the street. What Shivaniben was also saying. He cut the car on the street and then your remote got pressed. काम वाली आई, remote press करके चली गई. Team member आया, remote press करके चला गया. Client आया, remote press करके चला गया. And as a master, I respond, not react. I don't blame others or situations. And as a master, I am assertive. I am not aggressive. And being a master means accepting and acknowledging my capabilities and having faith in myself that I can do this. And when you combine these, see the power it generates. I am master, I am unique. So I don't have to do things like you do. I was speaking to one of the sisters here who is doing the seva, and then she said, I don't think I can give talks like what you're doing, Balabai, because I don't know English. And that's when I immediately wrote it down and said, I will discuss this. Because when we start with saying that there's a difference between I don't know English, I don't yet know English. Is there a difference? You should read this psychologist called Carol Dweck. Carol Dweck, C-A-R-O-L-D-W-E-C-K. For more than 35 years, she has been doing research in this area about fixed mindset and growth mindset. And there's a school that she talks about. They never tell the kid that you failed. You know what do they write? Yet to pass. Fascinating stuff. When you fail an exam, they don't write you failed. They will say yet to pass. I am yet to learn English. That means you can always learn English. You can start now. It might take time. And that's what moves you into position of strength. Because actions driven by faith in the self They move me into position of strength. And when I operate from position of strength, I drive things instead of being driven. Whatever actions you are taking, are you taking them from a position of strength or are you taking them from a position of weakness? Very simple question. And when I operate from a position of strength, I acknowledge others' contribution and capabilities without feeling intimidated. That's a simple equation. I made it for myself. My disappointment is proportional to the square of my expectations. Expectation is my version of reality. ऐसा होना चाहिए, इनको ऐसा बिहेव करना चाहिए था, लेकिन उन्होंने बिहेव नहीं किया. That is why I am disappointed. Because expectation is not acknowledging reality, but my version of reality. And that is what creates a lot of disappointment. And when I operate from the position of strength, and I know I'm unique, I'm comfortable in my own skin. Yes, today I am weak, I am working towards becoming strong. And I don't have to feel ashamed of feeling weak because I am working on becoming stronger. So when I operate from a position of strength, this is how your brain would look like. This is the prefrontal cortex. That is the thinking brain. When I am relaxed and when I am operating from a position of strength, this is fully operational. And the emotional center amygdala is under check. But when I operate from a position of weakness, constantly worried about others' reactions, this is what happens. There is no blood supply to this thinking brain and my decision making suffers. So when I move from the position of weakness to position of strength, I am able to take better decisions. Yes or no? So what are the qualities of a master? Go ahead. Unique, very good. And self-control, fantastic. Driver, yes, fantastic. Lead by example, very good. Defines own destiny, fantastic. Calm, control, valuable, creator, positive. Very good. Objective, yes, these are the qualities of master, just a beginning. And the opposite, these are the ones. And all these demotivate and keep a lid on your capabilities, even if you have them inside. I'm going to give you another very interesting insight, which is having a conversation with one of the colleagues from Sears in the afternoon. You have to do a task, okay? And you can approach that in two ways. With this consciousness that I can do it, or with this consciousness that I cannot do it. It's the same you, it's the same task. Depending on what kind of awareness I have, I can either get motivated or demotivated. Yes or no? And depending on my motivation, the amount of energy I put in changes. And if I start with this positive motivation that I can do this, the chances of me succeeding increase or decrease. Fascinating stuff. The same me, the same exam, same interview, same task. But when I start from a position of strength, as a master, I can do it. Suddenly, my performance starts becoming better. But when I start saying, I can't, even if I know I can, if I start with I can't, my performance level comes down. If you are not a master, you can never operate at your full potential. Very simple. If you want to improve the potential or the performance of any of your team members, check. Are they operating from a position of weakness or are they operating from a position of strength? When I am a master, I focus on expressing myself. When I am not a master, I focus on impressing others. Yes. You are willing to work on it without feeling ashamed. Absolutely. That's what I said. You are yet to pass. Exactly. Because you are not becoming a better version of yourself. No. Yes. Master means you are in control. You feel you can change yourself. You can become better. Yes. Whatever I am not good at, I will start working on them. Correct. Weakness. Absolutely. I'm unique. Remember? Yeah. Yes. This is what is called as strengths-based management or strengths-based leadership. A lot of work has been done by Gartner and others. You might want to read up. It says, if you start operating on your strengths, you can make your 4 into a 5. But the same amount of energy when you keep only on working on your weakness, at the most your 2 will become a 3. Strengths-based management, strengths-based leadership, where you try to know who you are master of and not be ashamed of you not having that quality. Remember, because they have another quality, I have another quality. It's fine, that's fine too. Yes, please. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. Very good. I am eternal. So we went to this Kidwai Memorial Cancer Hospital in Bangalore. We just wanted to, we were a group of us, this is about 15, 16 years ago, where some of us were interested. They had a very small room which they were not using, so we cleaned it up and said, we'll just come here and meditate. They allowed us. So we, group of us, every day we went there and started meditating. And then some of these patients also started walking in. They said, this is a very nice meditation room, we feel good, because in the hospital they didn't have such a facility until then. And as they started practicing, they wanted to know more about the Brahmakumari's philosophy. And then the first lesson, as you saw today morning, is Aham Atma Mama Shariram. And when we introduced that to them, it was such a big relief when they knew that I am not going to die. It is this body that I am going to leave, but I am alive in another body. And they started responding well even to the medicines, because now their awareness completely transformed. They thought this is the end. It was a full stop, but now it became just a comma, because my journey will continue. And doctors were surprised. They said, where did you get this? This fellow was so anxious, so worried. Now he is calm, he takes the medicine and he says, Doctor Sahab, aap apna kaam karo. I'm not anxious now. They all came to Mount Abu. They said, ye kya hai, hame dekhna hai. And they gave a separate room for conducting meditation and regular classes, just with this first lesson, Aham Atma Mama Shariram. That I am not this body, I am this soul. I won't go into the details, but you can read about Ian Stevenson's studies on reincarnation and another fascinating area of near-death experiences. No, this is from near-death experiences. You will have many people. You can search. I can give you a couple of names. Raymond R. Moody is one of those who started this whole field. And there's some very interesting stuff you will also see on YouTube. The next one, which I really love, which I learned after coming here, is I am light. What we practiced in the beginning. I am light. Shall we experience that again? Is that okay? But first, stand up. Good. Let's stretch ourselves a little bit and then we will experience I am light. Okay? Now you do what I do and say what I say. I won't confuse you anymore. Okay? Front, up, front, down, front, up, front, down, front, up, front, down. Sit down. Let's sit straight. You can close your eyes if you feel comfortable that way, or you can keep your eyes open. Take a deep breath. Breathe slowly and deeply. Visualize a shining bright white star in the middle of your forehead. A shining bright white star spreading rays of peace and relaxation. As this white light spreads, all your bodily organs are dissolving and you're able to see yourself as a being of light. Every cell of your body shining brightly and spreading light around you. Just bring in this thought, I am light. I am spreading light all around me. And I'm seeing these sparkles of light all around me. The whole place got transformed into a sea of beautiful white light. And I feel so relaxed. And I'm feeling so light. I am light and I am feeling light. Gently move your arms, rub your palms, and wipe your eyes. This is another practice that you can do whenever you feel a little exhausted. This is another term that I learned at Brahma Kumaris. Swarup is light, Sthiti is light. So in my awareness, when I bring in that I am light, then my whole being also becomes light. I am powerful. If you believe you can do something, You are absolutely right. It all depends on what is your awareness. What specific challenges in my life can I overcome using the awareness of I am unique? You can start reflecting and start writing it down. Just that one principle, I am unique. And is there anything that you are currently facing in your life, whether in your personal or professional life, whereby applying this principle of I am unique, you can start thinking about the solutions. Just reflect. Could be at the level of self, issues with self-acceptance, at the level of relationships, at workplace, anywhere. Very good. Now, there's one more interesting thing that I learned here. The difference between problem-centric mindset and solution-centric mindset. I need to become aware of the problem, but I don't need to only spend time with the problem. I should spend more time in designing the solution. Why am I waking up late? No use. I can give 1,000 reasons and I can make you cry also. But that doesn't solve my problem of me wanting to wake up early. Instead of starting with a why, I slightly change it. I am aware that I am waking up late. I ask myself, how can I wake up early? When my team member is coming late, I don't ask him or her, why are you coming late? Let's have a conversation. Irrelevant. Because that conversation is about the problem, it's not about the solution. But when they come in, I ask them, and this actually I did. I've noticed that you are coming late. Now can we work together and what help and support you would need from me so that you can come on time. You might have 100 reasons, I acknowledge that, but that is not going to solve the problem here. So how can I help you? And how can you help yourself? Let's discuss about the how. That solution-centric mindset is very important, because otherwise we tend to spend a lot of time in that why. It won't work. It will keep you stuck. So this is what I learned here. Very simple words, and the beauty of this language itself, the Hindi that we use, is so beautiful. Samadhan swarup bano, samasya swarup nahi. That is what we learn here. Become an embodiment of solution. Samadhan swarup, samasya swarup mat bano. Don't become an embodiment of problem. My previous CEO, he taught me one very interesting lesson. He said, Bala, don't come to me with your problem or only the problem. By all means, bring it to my attention. We'll have a conversation. Come with a problem and your version of solution. Don't just come to me with only problems. Then we can have a nice conversation. What is your solution? Yes, this is a problem. What's your version of the solution? Let's have a conversation. Now the next one. What specific challenges in my life can I overcome using the awareness of I am master? What is it that has been stalling in your life which you haven't been able to do because you thought, I can't do it. Because I can't do it, I won't do it. So we have another unique personality amongst us, the IT Minister of Madhya Pradesh government. Please give him a big hand. बैठिए. It's a very simple and jovial person, Om Prakash ji. आपको कुछ सभी IT प्रोफेशनल्स हैं, सारे भारत से आए हैं. तो ये 3 दिन का रिट्रीट है जो कल शाम को शुरू हुआ. तो थीम है एम्पावरिंग द सेल्फ, स्वयं की सशक्तिकरण कैसे करें. तो शिवानी बहन जी भी हैं और बाकी स्पीकर्स भी हैं.
ओम शांति. आज बहुत ही गर्व का दिन है. आप सभी आईटी प्रोफेशनल यहाँ पर पधारे हैं और आप सभी के बीच में मध्य प्रदेश के यशस्वी सूचना एवं प्रौद्योगिकी मंत्री आदरणीय ओम प्रकाश शकलेजा जी हमारे बीच में मौजूद हैं. हम उनका इस धरती पर बहुत बहुत स्वागत अभिनंदन करते हैं ब्रह्मा कुमारीज परिवार की ओर से, आईटी विंग की ओर से, कि आपने अपने व्यस्ततम समय में से समय निकालकर हम सबके बीच आप पहुँचे हैं. आपकी शुभकामनाएं हम सबको मिले इसके लिए आपको बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, बहुत बहुत साधुवाद. पुनः बहुत बहुत इस धरनी पर आपका स्वागत स्वागत स्वागत. मैं अनुरोध करूंगा बहनों से और कि आदरणीय मंत्री साहब का तिलक और बेच लगाकर स्वागत करें. और मैं अनुरोध करूंगा आदरणीय ओम प्रकाश शकलेचा जी साहब से, आईटी मिनिस्टर ऑफ मध्य प्रदेश, कि हमें वे मार्गदर्शन प्रदान करें. शकलेचा जी.
नमस्कार. वास्तव में मैं ब्रह्म कुमारी की पूरी टीम का बहुत बहुत अभिनंदन करना चाहूँगा कि मुझे ये अवसर दिया कि आप सब दुनिया के अलग अलग प्रांतों के क्षेत्रों के आईटी प्रोफेशनल से मिलने का अवसर दिया। वास्तव में अगर हम देखें कि अगर हम अपनी पूर्वजों को देखें तो जहाँ तक आज दुनिया ने आईटी दिखाया है उससे कई आगे हमारे पूर्वज के पास था। आज हमें मोबाइल के माध्यम से बात करना पड़ता है, उस जमाने में वो टेलीपैथी के माध्यम से बात करते थे। आज हम कोई भी फील्ड में लें तो भारत का इतिहास एक ऐसा इतिहास है जिससे दुनिया ने सिविलाइजेशन सीखा है। सबसे पहला सिविलाइजेशन इंडिया से शुरू हुआ और कई बार जब ये बातें आती हैं मेकाले की कि हमारा एजुकेशन सिस्टम डिस्टर्ब करना, हमारा कल्चरल सिस्टम, हमारा अध्यात्म को डिस्टर्ब करके उनने हम पे रूल किया और उनने एजुकेशन सिस्टम ऐसा बनाया जिसमें सिर्फ कुछ बातें उनके दिशा से आई, फॉलो द इंस्ट्रक्शन। फ्रॉम द केजी ऑनवर्ड्स हमारे बच्चों को हम फॉलो द इंस्ट्रक्शन सिखा रहे हैं जिसकी जरूरत अंग्रेजों को थी। पूरा हमारा जो एजुकेशन सिस्टम जीवन जीने की कला सिखाता था उससे परिवर्तित करके फॉलो द इंस्ट्रक्शन पे लाए। और जब मैं फॉलो द इंस्ट्रक्शन की बात करता हूं तो उसी कारण हमारे उस समय उनने जो मेकाले ने रिपोर्ट दी जो हाउस ऑफ कॉमन में है कि जितना उसने भारत घूमकर यूनिवर्सिटीज देखी, चाहे वो नालंदा विश्वविद्यालय हो चाहे वो अन्य हो, उनका ये रिपोर्ट है उसमें कि ऐसा एक भी विश्वविद्यालय यूरोप में आ जाए तो पूरी दुनिया पे 500 साल हम राज करेंगे। हमारे हर सिस्टम को उनने अपने हिसाब से अपने पर्पस के हिसाब से ट्विस्ट किया। लेकिन पिछले 10-15 सालों से एक नई दिशा जो चली और कोइंसिडेंटली मुझे दोनों विभाग ऐसे मिले, साइंस टेक्नोलॉजी आईटी, along with that MSME, small and medium industry, which provides the maximum opportunity to create the employment and gives the maximum contribution to the our economy and our GDP. आज जो नया सिस्टम आ रहा है वापिस उस अमृत काल में, भारत के इस अमृत काल में हम वापिस विश्व गुरु की तरफ तेजी से बढ़ रहे हैं और उस तेजी से बढ़ने के लिए हम हर पॉसिबल संस्था का सहयोग लेने के लिए विद फोल्डेड हैंड तैयार है। क्योंकि हर आदमी एक अलग तरीके से, एक अलग डायरेक्शन, क्योंकि लॉ ऑफ नेचर से यू कांट सी 360 डिग्री साइमल्टेनियसली। You have to look into every direction with every different mindset. And that is why I always say that whenever there is a group of combination of a different thought process, then we get a much, much better thought ideas. आज मध्य प्रदेश की सरकार उसमें काफी कुछ नई आईटी पॉलिसी बना रही है एंड एक ऐसा इकोसिस्टम बनाने को तैयार है। और हमें जो इंस्ट्रक्शन दिए गए हैं उस इंस्ट्रक्शन में हमारे प्रधानमंत्री और मुख्यमंत्री जी की काउंसिल से कि मध्य प्रदेश के हर घर को में एक व्यक्ति को डिजिटल नॉलेज पूरा दिया जाए इन नेक्स्ट 2 years टाइम। इट मीन्स वी आर प्रिपेयरिंग अवरसेल्फ instead of few people the whole of India's population, and if those brains get into a single direction, then the world will be again under our direction. If I talk about IT, दुनिया में आज भी IT प्रोफेशनल्स की वैल्यू हाईएस्ट इंडियन की है, लेकिन अभी तक हम कुछ चीजों पे दूसरों पे डिपेंडेंट हैं। चाहे हम सेमीकंडक्टर की बात करें, चाहे हम आने वाले समय की जितनी भी टेक्नोलॉजीज आ रही है उनके बारे में बात करें, कहीं ना कहीं हमें हर प्रोफेशनल के अलग अलग कॉन्सेप्ट के आइडियाज को समझकर उसको अलाइन करके गवर्नमेंट पॉलिसी उनके आइडिया को कैसे स्पीड अप करे, उसमें कैसे कैटलिस्ट के रूप में काम करके एक नई अपॉर्चुनिटी क्रिएट करे। क्योंकि मैन्युफैक्चरिंग से कई गुना ज्यादा सर्विस इंडस्ट्री, और जहां तक सवाल है सरकारों का, आज की तारीख में सरकारें इस सोच पे मजबूर हो गई कि हर रिलीजन, हर संस्था से जुड़कर सबके आइडियाज को समाहित करके कैसे एक नया कॉन्सेप्ट बनाए जहां दुनिया के हर देश में भारत का कोई ना कोई व्यक्ति उस एरिया के टॉप स्लॉट पे कैसे पहुंचे और पहुंचकर वापस विश्व गुरु के हैसियत से पूरी दुनिया को डायरेक्शन दे। मुझे एक और वाक्य आज याद आता है, क्योंकि कई देशों में आपका ये साथ ही चल रहा है, मुझे एग्जैक्टली ब्रीफ नहीं किया कि आपका आज का उद्देश्य क्या है। मैं तो सीधा नीमच से चला आ रहा हूं और इनने अभी तक चाय का भी नहीं पूछा है मुझे लेकिन ड्यूटी इज ड्यूटी, एंड उस ड्यूटी के उसमें जो मैं समझ पा रहा हूं कि मुझे 2012 में जब मैं हाउस ऑफ कॉमन में बैठ के बात कर रहा था वहां की स्पीकर लेडी से, तो 2-3 बातों पे बड़ी लंबी चर्चा के बाद एक विषय ध्यान में आया था। एजुकेशन उनने एक्सपेंसिव क्यों किया? पहले बाहर के लोगों के लिए किया, फिर विद इन द कंट्री क्यों किया? क्यों लिमिट कर रहे हैं कि भैया कितने प्रतिशत लोगों को हायर एजुकेशन में भेजना? और क्या भारतीय मेंटेलिटी इतने सबके उस गुलामी के काल और उसके बाद भी आज भी हर भारतीय के माइंड में ये है कि अपना सब कुछ भले गिरवी रख दे, हमारी नेक्स्ट जनरेशन को दुनिया की बेस्ट से बेस्ट पॉसिबल एजुकेशन दे के उसको दुनिया का सबसे आगे पहुंचाना। वास्तव में ये भावना ही है कि वापिस उस काल के बाद हम विश्व गुरु बनने जा रहे हैं और उसे कोई रोक नहीं पाएगा। और ये पूरा विश्वास ही नहीं, मैं फैक्ट्स पे बात कर रहा हूं कि बिना भारत के दुनिया की टेक्नोलॉजी का कहीं असेसमेंट नहीं है। वो हमारी जो पुरानी बातों का, छोटी छोटी बातों को बेटर पैकेजिंग में बेटर तरीके से पेश करके हमारी नई पीढ़ी को ये ज्ञान देते हैं कि भैया टेक्नोलॉजी और साइंस वेस्टर्न कल्चर है, लेकिन मैं उसका ठीक विपरीत बोलता हूं। कहीं ना कहीं जब मैं ये सोचना शुरू करता हूं कि पहले टेक्नोलॉजी आई या पहले सिविलाइजेशन आया, पहले धर्म आया या पहले टेक्नोलॉजी आया। जब हम धर्म की व्याख्या, धर्म के उसको जस्टिफाई करने के लिए उसको साइंस का नाम देके साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी की बात कही, या वास्तव में वो धर्म और सिविलाइजेशन के पहले वो आया, सोचने की बात है। गंभीर चिंतन और मनन की बात है कि क्या थॉट प्रोसेस में पहले क्या चीज आई। और जिस दिन हम ये समझ लेंगे, हमारी पूरी भारत का हर व्यक्ति की सोच का तरीका बदल जाएगा। वो दुनिया की हर चीज का, हर आइडिया के जनक को भारत मानना शुरू कर देगा। और जिस दिन वो मानना शुरू कर देगा, उस दिन विश्व गुरु हम अपने आप हो जाएंगे। हम एफर्ट जरूर करेंगे, क्योंकि बिना एफर्ट के टारगेट अचीव नहीं होता है। लेकिन शायद आज ऐसा सिस्टम आया अमृत काल में, हर सिग्नल दुनिया के किसी भी धर्म का सिग्नल लो, किसी भी व्यक्ति की लो, और परिस्थितियों का भी आकलन करें, सबकी दिशा एक ही तरफ आ गई, कैसे हम अमृत काल में विश्व गुरु बने। और उसी के लिए जब ये टेक्नोलॉजी की बात आई तो मैंने कहा मैं जरूर इस गोष्ठी में आऊंगा। इसी बहाने सबसे मिलने का एक अवसर मिलेगा, और उसी अवसर के माध्यम से हम कोई नई बात करें। और मैं एक बात पे जरूर विश्वास करता हूँ, क्योंकि आज हो सकता है सबसे मैं मिल पाऊँ या ना मिल पाऊँ, लेकिन अगर कोई भी अगर मेरा कॉन्टेक्ट नंबर नोट करना चाहे तो वो नोट कर सकता है। मैं अपना मोबाइल खुद ही उठाता हूँ, 20 साल से कभी मोबाइल बदला नहीं है। और जो चाहे लिख सकते हैं। कभी भी मध्य प्रदेश में या आईटी में या टेक्नोलॉजी में या एमएसएमई में सबके अपने कांटेक्ट कनेक्ट होते हैं। कुछ भी सरकार के सहयोग से कुछ आगे बढ़ाना या आपके आइडिया को सरकार के अंदर डालकर उसको एक्सपीडाइट करना, बोथ डायरेक्शंस आर ओपन। आप लोग मेरा नंबर लिख सकते हैं 9425012604 9425012604। ओम प्रकाश सखलेचा। कभी भी किसी भी विषय में सुबह 7 बजे से रात के 11 बजे तक कॉल नहीं उठेगा तो घंटे 2 घंटे 3 घंटे में रिवर्ट कॉल जरूर आएगा। कोई ज़रूरत नहीं है नोन नंबर हो या अननोन नंबर हो। कभी अगर मिस हो जाते कई कॉल तो एक एसएमएस डाल देंगे तो भी कॉल बैक आएगा।
सर आप यहाँ आए हैं तो एक चीज़ मैं आपको बताना चाहता हूँ कि यहाँ ये सभी टेक्नोलॉजी के प्रोफेशनल्स हैं, इंफॉर्मेशन टेक्नोलॉजी कहते हैं। तो उस आईटी को ही हमने एक थोड़ा सा परिवर्तन किया और कहते हैं इंटरनल ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन, और इनर टेक्नोलॉजी को भी हम कैसे इम्प्रूव करें। और ख़ास जो आज हम डिजिटल इंडिया की बात करते हैं, विच इज़ वेरी गुड, वो बढ़ना भी चाहिए, लेकिन साथ साथ ये डिजिटल वेलनेस जो है, हमारा विचार है, रिक्वेस्ट है कि ये भी सिलेबस में इंक्लूड किया जाए। मोबाइल देने से पहले इसका रेस्पॉन्सिबल यूज़ क्या है, इसका ओवर यूज़ के कारण तन पर, मन पर, ब्रेन पर, अपने रिलेशनशिप्स पर, बच्चों पर क्या प्रभाव पड़ रहा है, इसकी जानकारी हम सभी को दें।
बहुत ही अच्छा कॉन्सेप्ट है। कहीं ना कहीं इसी विषय को मैंने थोड़ा सा डिफरेंट स्वरूप में कह दिया कि एक्सेस ऑफ एनीथिंग इज बैड,
यस,
बट अपडेशन ऑफ एवरीथिंग इज कंपल्शन। एक्सेस ऑफ एनीथिंग इज बैड, बट हमें हर चीज का ज्ञान जरूरी है और वो समझकर उसका कैसे सदुपयोग किया जाए, क्योंकि बिना पीठ के फेस नहीं है। तो एवरीथिंग हैज ए बेक। हाउ टू सेव अवर सेल्फ फ्रॉम बेक, उसका अगर मैं जीता जागता कई बार उदाहरण बोलता हूं तो शिवलिंग को बोलता हूं। 3 शिव जी को बिठा दिया, एक दूसरे की पीठ कवर कर दी, तीनों तरफ से फेस दिखेगा, तीनों तरफ से आप दर्शन करें। और दैट इज जो हमारा हर धर्म जो बात बताता है वो यही बताता है कि कैसे हम अपने आप को बेहतर करें। और वास्तव में वो जो ज्ञान की आप बात कर रहे हैं, अगर मैं भारतीय परंपरा की बात करूं, अगर मैं इसकी बात करूं, एस्ट्रोलॉजी, एस्ट्रोनॉमी या जितने भी हमारे भारतीय ज्ञान हैं, उन सब का साइंटिफिक एंड कैलकुलेटेड वाइब्रेशन है। और उन सब वाइब्रेशन के पीछे एक ही चीज है कि हमारे को वास्तव में हमारा जीवन का उद्देश्य ढूंढना अपने आप से, और उस उद्देश्य के पूर्ति के लिए अपने जीवन का हर पल लगाना। यहां बैठे हुए हर आदमी अपने अपने फील्ड के जरूर एक्सपर्ट होंगे, तभी आपने बुलाया होगा, दैट आई कैन प्रिज्यूम। जब हर फील्ड का, हर लाइन का एक्सपर्ट यहां बैठा हुआ है, तो ही अंडरस्टैंड्स कि 80% अचीवमेंट इज ए कॉमन अचीवमेंट। उसके बाद का रिफाइनमेंट ही जीवन का वास्तविक प्रॉफिट की शुरुआत है। वरना मैं तो ये मान के चलता हूं, अगर मैं बनिया बुद्धि से बात करूं, तो 80% या 85% तो कॉस्ट है। हम सब व्यापार से कहीं ना कहीं जुड़े होंगे। कॉस्ट कितनी है और प्रॉफिट कितना है। अपने जीवन का प्रॉफिट अगर लेना है तो अपने जीवन के हर सेकंड का हिसाब रखना होगा। मुझे बहुत अच्छी तरीके से याद है, जब मैं 9 या 10 साल का होगा, मेरे पिताजी ने मेरे को एक बार बहुत सख्ती से डांटा और ये एक वाक्य कहा कि समय की कद्र करोगे तो समय तुम्हारी कद्र करेगा। And I made that as my life target, that I have my life's every minute to be used for the purpose for which I think my life is there. And if I achieve only 80%, I might achieve a good ecosystem. I might achieve a good physical comfort zone. But the time which is coming up is a mental pressure and looking for a psychiatrist in our life कि हमारा कौन सा psychiatrist रहेगा। अगले 20 साल में, 15 से 20 साल में भारत का आंकड़ा ये बोलता है कि जितने भी समझदार परिवार होंगे उनके परिवार में एक साइकेट्रिस्ट की एंट्री होने वाली है।
या
I'm sorry,
सही बात
but
है।
this is
हम
what
यहाँ-
for the
यहाँ
treatment.
हम इसलिए यहाँ कहते हैं
उसी
अगर-
ट्रीटमेंट के लिए हम सब लोग अलग अलग जगह बैठकर बात करते हैं, लेकिन we talk always sugar coated word. We have to come out from quoting to a real life.
सर इसलिए यहाँ पे एक बहुत सुंदर बात आपने बताई। इसलिए हम कहते हैं अगर ओवर अति सर्वत्र वर्जयेत, हर चीज में अति नहीं होनी चाहिए। जब ये डिजिटल टेक्नोलॉजी भी अति में जा रही है तो वो दिन दूर नहीं, ये संसार और ये देश ओपन मेंटल हॉस्पिटल बनेगा।
सेम चीज
ऑलरेडी हम देख रहे हैं।
तो ये जो चीजें हैं, इसीलिए ये जो प्लेटफॉर्म का हम उपयोग कर रहे हैं, सरकार भी,
इसलिए
उसके पीछे कारण ये है कि यहाँ वो पीसफुली सुनता है, ब्लैंक वर्ड सुनने की मानसिकता में है। अगर मैं पब्लिक स्पीच में अपने क्षेत्र में ये बात कर लूं तो मेरे दुश्मन ज्यादा हो जाएंगे, मुझे को निपटा देंगे क्योंकि दुनिया में हम अगर वहां बैठे हैं तो हम ये बात कर पाएंगे, अगर हम ही वहां नहीं बैठ पाए। So you have to first enter into the system, and that is what I am telling, that we should understand the digital technology. Every family should know and then find out how beneficial it could be for our purpose and what are its उसका बेक क्या क्या है, उसके कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस के लॉसेस क्या क्या होने वाले हैं, उससे बचने का तरीका। बट अगर हम एंटर ही नहीं कर रहे तो हम वी वुड बी बिहाइंड द वर्ल्ड। एंड द थ्योरी सेज दैट वी शुड अंडरस्टैंड। मुझे तो वो दिन भी दूर नहीं है कि हम बहुत जल्दी उस वाइब्रेशन थ्योरी को भी समझ लेंगे जिससे पहले ज्ञान ट्रांसफर किया जाता था। पढ़ा के नहीं करा जाता था हमारे शास्त्रों में। हमारे गुरुकुल में जीवन जीने की कला सिखाई जाती थी और नॉलेज बाय वाइब्रेशन, मेंटल टू मेंटल टेलीपैथी के सिस्टम से ट्रांसफर किया जाता था। एंड आई होप ऑल दिस अवर ओल्ड, आप उनके उसको पढ़ेंगे तो वो ट्रांसफर ऑफ नॉलेज थ्रू वाइब्रेशन, थ्रू इकोसिस्टम, थ्रू मैग्नेटिक एंड आपकी थ्योरी, और जो मैंने एक वाक्य एस्ट्रोलॉजी का यूज किया था, वो बर्थ का कौन सा आपका ब्रेन का हिस्सा आपके बर्थ के नक्षत्र से एक्टिवेट होगा, वही है एस्ट्रोलॉजी, नथिंग मोर देन दैट। एंड उसको कैसे करेक्शन करना, कैसे एक्स्ट्रा एक्टिवेशन करना, उसके लिए ही जंगलों में, पेड़ों के नीचे, क्योंकि वो ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन मैग्नेटिक थेरेपी और प्लांट्स और आपके क्या बोलते हो, इकोसिस्टम जो गवर्नमेंट का है, वहाँ से जो ट्रांसफ़र हो रहा है नक्षत्रों और उससे जो ज्ञान ट्रांसफ़र हो रहा है, वो प्लांट के माध्यम से अर्थ में जा रहा है। उसी को बीच में जिसने ब्रेक किया, उस मैग्नेटिक डायरेक्शन में बैठकर मैग्नेटिक थेरेपी से एब्जॉर्ब किया विद दैट वाइब्रेशन, उस उच्चारण को, क्योंकि भारतीय जो शब्दावली है संस्कृत की, वो आपकी बॉडी के वाइब्रेशन और बॉडी के हर अलग अलग पार्ट से अलग अलग उच्चारण आता है, और वो उच्चारण वास्तव में वाइब्रेशन क्रिएट करता है, और उसको कैसे हम लाएं वो इम्पॉर्टेंट है। आई थिंक कुछ लोग बोर हो रहे हैं तो मेरा विषय जरा ज़्यादा टेक्निकल हो गया। आई थिंक आई शुड नॉट डिस्टर्ब द इको ऑफ दिस एनवायरनमेंट, एंड मैं सिर्फ यही कहूँगा, इट वॉज ए ग्रेट मीटिंग विद ऑल यू पीपल, एंड आई एम थैंकफुल द टोटल ब्रह्म कुमारी सिस्टम जिन्होंने मुझे ये अवसर दिया, आईटी विंग ने, मुझे बहुत बहुत आपका अभिनंदन, धन्यवाद। और किसी को भी कोई भी बात करनी है तो कभी भी कोई भी कर सकता है, क्योंकि पूरे सिस्टम में हर आदमी का एक विषय नहीं होगा। थैंक यू वेरी मच, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। कुछ गलत वाक्य निकल गया होगा तो उसे एब्जॉर्ब मत करिएगा, डिलीट इट।
थैंक यू वेरी मच सर, आप आए। खास आपसे ये मदद हम चाहते हैं कि दो बातों की जिक्र कर रहे थे पिछले 2 दिन से। हमारी पढ़ाई के अंदर स्कूल में भी रिफ्लेक्शन की जो बात है, एक बार सुनने के बाद उस पर विचार करने की, क्या हम पॉलिसी के थ्रू ये रिफ्लेक्शन कंपोनेंट को स्कूल्स में इंट्रोड्यूस कर सकते हैं? मन कैसे चलता है, ब्रेन कैसे काम करता है, ये बातें कोई स्कूल में सिखाई नहीं जाती है आज। हम यही कहते हैं कि आप अपने मन को यूज़ करो और अटेंशन पे करो, लेकिन कैसे अटेंशन को इम्प्रूव किया जा सकता है, चाहे मेडिटेशन से हो, चाहे फोकस से हो, कौन सी एक्सरसाइजेस है, वो क्या हम पॉलिसी के ज़रिए स्कूल्स में अगर इंट्रोड्यूस करें तो लगता है कि जो हमारी सपना है कि विश्व गुरु बनने की, वो स्कूल से शुरू होनी चाहिए। क्योंकि जैसे आपने कहा, जो पोस्ट इंडिपेंडेंस एजुकेशन है उसने हमको सिर्फ वो फॉलो द इंस्ट्रक्शन और क्लर्क बनाया है, खुद की सोच को पूरा ही खत्म कर दिया है, और टू अ लार्ज एक्सटेंट। तो ये बातें अगर ब्रह्मा कुमारीज की तरफ से आप मदद चाहते हैं और डिजिटल वेलनेस की आप स्कूल्स में इंट्रोड्यूस करना चाहते हैं ताकि स्टूडेंट्स इसके एडिक्ट्स ना बने, हम आपसे मिलके वर्क करके ताकि इस अमृत काल में भारत को सचमुच आगे ले जा सकें, उसके लिए हम सभी आपके लिए तैयार हैं।
देखिए, 3 बातें आपकी बात से आई, चूंकि मैंने पहले ही एक्सक्यूज कर लिया कि मुझे ब्रीफ नहीं किया गया कि किस डिस्कशन के लिए मुझे बुलाया गया और सीधा लाके खड़ा कर दिया, संभालो माइक लीजिए, शुरू करिए अपनी बात। मैंने मेरी विधानसभा में इस प्रयोग को शुरुआत किया है। मेरी विधानसभा के हर नागरिक का पूरा मेडिकल चेकअप मेरे कंप्यूटर के डाटा पे है, उसका पूरा रिकॉर्ड, चाहे उसकी ईसीजी हो, उसकी बोन डेंसिटी हो, थायराइड हो, लंग्स कैपेसिटी हो, हर चीज का पूरा स्टडी करके मेरे कंप्यूटर पे है। और उसमें से कितने प्रतिशत को फर्स्ट स्टेज की बीमारी है, कितने को, ये तो हुआ फिजिकल। और ये मेरे पास पूरा डाटा है। और उसमें मैंने ये ऑब्जर्व किया, इंडिया में 17 से 18% को फर्स्ट स्टेज पे बीमारी औसत में होती है, और उसका असेसमेंट उसको भी नहीं होता है। उसमें से 3% को सेकंड स्टेज पे आती, पता चलता है, और 1% ऐसा है जिसको आखिरी तक पता नहीं चलता है। और उसके कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस हमने उसको एक नाम दिया, प्रिवेंटिव इज बेटर देन ट्रीटमेंट। आई वुड लाइक कि आप उसको स्टडी करवाएं। 1.5 लाख लोगों का डेटा है, और उसको पूरे इंडिया में मैं विद ग्रेट चैलेंज, एंड इट कॉस्ट मी ओनली 200 rupees per person, including the capital equipment and all that system. और मेरा जो रेपुटेशन ईयरली होगा वो केवल 100 रुपए में होगा। ये सब टेस्ट, जिसमें ब्लड के 72 टेस्ट आते हैं और सब चीज़ आती है। यहाँ आपके बहुत प्रोफेशनल बैठे हुए हैं, मैं चाहूँगा कि वो उस चीज़ को अपने तरीके से कैसे दुनिया को अवेयर करें और एक्सरसाइज करें। एंड द सेकेंड एलिमेंट विच यू सेड, मेरे यहाँ पे मेरी 400 आंगनवाड़ी है मेरी विधानसभा में, वहाँ कोई बच्चा जमीन पे नहीं बैठता है। वो बच्चा टेबल, कुर्सी, खिलौने, प्ले स्कूल से बेहतर सरकारी एनवायरनमेंट है। एजुकेशन 8 साल पहले टोटल डिजिटल में कन्वर्ट हो गया। सर, मेरा पूरा विधानसभा में 350 गांव हैं। हर गांव के स्कूल में बच्चों को अंग्रेजी भी नहीं आती। मैंने 3 साल पहले कोरोना काल में ऑनलाइन एजुकेशन शुरू किया। सरकारी स्कूल से 17 बच्चों ने नीट की परीक्षा पास करी विदाउट एनी कोचिंग फ्रॉम द गवर्नमेंट स्कूल इन द 100% रूरल बेल्ट। दैट इज ऑन द डेटा ऑफ लास्ट ईयर। 13 बच्चों ने वो पास की। लेकिन सर्टेनली ये जो उनकी मेंटल स्टेज है, इस स्टेज को आप कैटलिस्ट के रूप में आके ज्वाइन करें, आपके स्वयंसेवक को लगाकर वो 17 से 1000 पे कैसे ले जाएं, वो काम आप कर सकते हैं। और मैं उसमें से कोई भी अपने आप को इस काम में इन्वॉल्व करने के लिए इन्वॉल्व होना चाहता, मैं वेलकम करूंगा, क्योंकि ये एक अलग थॉट प्रोसेस है जो मैं एक्सरसाइज कर रहा हूँ। अभी मैं इस बार 2000 स्कूल के, ग्रामीण स्कूल के बच्चों को लैपटॉप दे रहा हूँ, उन्हें डिजिटली पूरी दुनिया के एजुकेशन सिस्टम से कनेक्ट कर रहा हूँ। मेरे को आज तक जो समझ में आया, आज के देखिए 2 अलग पिलर चीज है। अध्यात्म एक एलिमेंट है, और डिग्री और लाइफ की वर्किंग एक अलग डिग्री है। दोनों अगर पैरेलल चलेंगे तो वास्तव में ग्रोथ होगी। मैं केवल इस सिस्टम, मैंने अभी एक्सरसाइज की है, मैं अभी फिनलैंड का एजुकेशन सिस्टम दुनिया का आज की तारीख में सबसे बेहतर माना गया। उसका कारण, मैंने अभी फिनलैंड के एम्बेसडर को बुलाया, बात करी। वहाँ सिस्टम ये है कि बच्चा घर में पढ़ता है, क्वेश्चंस बनाता है, क्लास में आके क्वेश्चंस पूछता है टीचर से, सो उसकी अंडरस्टैंडिंग 100% एब्जॉर्ब होती है। अभी उसकी रिटेंशन, क्लास में हम 80% समय शरीर एक जगह होता है, मन कहीं और होता है। उसका कंसंट्रेशन बढ़ाने में आपका योगदान सबसे बेहतर हो सकता है, लेकिन हम उसको अभी जो बढ़ाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं वो टेक्नोलॉजी से कर रहे हैं। और उसके क्वेश्चन जब आते हैं तो उसके दिमाग में हमेशा, मैंने अभी एक और ऐसा एक्सपेरिमेंट किया कि दुनिया में टेक्नोलॉजी बहुत तेजी से बदल रही है। आप टेक्नोलॉजी की बात कर रहे हैं, भारत का एजुकेशन सिस्टम,
नहीं आप कंटिन्यू, बात ये है आपको नीचे भी जाना है, शॉर्ट एंड स्वीट।
आई अंडरस्टैंड। तो जो हम बात कर रहे थे कि एजुकेशन में कि हमने डिजिटल और टेक्नोलॉजी के साथ जब उनको क्लब किया, उनकी रिटेंशन लेक्चर सुनते समय 17% औसत आती है। जब वो देखता और रिटेन सीखता है डिजिटल बोर्ड से तो वो बढ़ के 45 से 50% तक आ जाती है, क्योंकि मन और शरीर अलाइनमेंट में आ जाते हैं। इंटरेस्टिंग, चाहे उसको म्यूजिक का लिरिक्स हो, चाहे उसको एनिमेशन हो, चाहे किसी भी कारण। और उसके बाद जब उसका थर्ड फेज आता है, इन दोनों के बाद वास्तव में आपकी जरूरत पड़ेगी कि उसकी पूरी बॉडी को अलाइन करना। वो बहुत अच्छा है, लेकिन वो मासेस में इतना जल्दी कैसे ट्रांसफॉर्म होगा, उसके लिए मैं आपको अपना पूरा प्लेटफॉर्म देने को तैयार हूँ। आई कैन गारंटी इंडिया का बेस्ट एजुकेशन हेल्थ मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम मेरी विधानसभा में है, और बहुत ज़्यादा दूर नहीं, यहाँ से 250 किलोमीटर पे है। आप एक्सपेरिमेंट करिए। मध्य प्रदेश का, राजस्थान का आखिरी छोर का जिला है, और उस पर आप आके करिए। मैं आपको प्लेटफॉर्म देता हूँ। सरकार का प्लेटफॉर्म सक्सेस के बाद, सरकार का बेसिक नियम समझ लीजिए, एक्सपेरिमेंट सरकार कम करती है। सक्सेस के बाद अडॉप्ट करने की सरकारों में होड़ लगती है आज के जमाने में, क्योंकि उन्हें राजनीतिक रूप से जिंदा रहना है, तो ऑलवेज वन अप होने का प्रयास करते हैं। बट इनिशिएशन करने की कई बार नेताओं के पास समय नहीं होता है। दैट्स ए रियल हार्ड फैक्ट। और वो बहुत कम लोग अपना टाइम मैनेजमेंट, वास्तव में नेता लोग, क्योंकि उनकी कंपल्शन है। और मैंने जब राजनीति ज्वाइन करी आज के 20 साल पहले, उसके पहले मैं इंडस्ट्रियलिस्ट था, तो मैंने एक ही चीज सीखी और एक ही चीज को फॉलो किया कि मेरा टाइम मेरा है। जब तक मुझे मेरे मन के अनुरूप काम का प्लेटफॉर्म मिलेगा तब तक करूंगा। और मैं, वरना नेताओं को पहले 10 साल मैंने ये कहना शुरू कर दिया, वी आर पब्लिक प्रॉपर्टी, वी कैन नॉट मूव अकॉर्डिंग टू अवर चॉइसेस। मैं यहां पे भी आया तो आपके उस स्वयंसेवक की इतना प्रेशर हो गया कि आई कैन नॉट रिफ्यूज। मैं अभी आया, मुझे सुबह 800 किलोमीटर ट्रेवल करके छतरपुर पहुंचना है। तो टाइम हम पब्लिक प्रॉपर्टी मानते हैं अपने आप को, और कई बार हमारा एक ऐसा सिस्टम बन गया इंडियन सिस्टम में जो कहीं ना कहीं नेताओं को स्पेसिफिक डायरेक्शन से हिलने नहीं देता है। इसीलिए इस प्लेटफॉर्म को हम उपयोगी मानते हैं कि इसमें हमें सराउंड मिल सकती है, इकोसिस्टम मिल सकता है, और आप उसमें कैटलिस्ट के रूप में काम करें। आपके लिए प्लेटफॉर्म मिल गया और मेरे लिए ग्रोथ का एक्सटेंशन का एक स्पेस मिल गई। लेट्स वर्क टुगेदर, ज्वाइन द हैंड्स, और लगाइए आपके जितने स्वयंसेवक हैं, और उस एक्सपेरिमेंट को 50 बच्चों से 5000 तक ले जाने का आज एसोसिएशन करते हैं। धन्यवाद।
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। बहुत शॉर्ट नोटिस पे मध्य प्रदेश के माननीय सूचना प्रौद्योगिकी मंत्री ओपी सकलेचा जी हमारे बीच में पहुंचे हैं, और उन्होंने हमें पर्याप्त समय दिया है। और इतना सरल व्यक्तित्व उनका, हर बात सरलता से वो कहते हैं। और एक बात आपने बहुत अच्छी कही कि समय का बड़ा महत्व है, और ब्रह्मा बाबा भी हमें यही कहते हैं कि अपना अकाउंट चेक करते रहिए, कार्मिक अकाउंट भी चेक करते रहिए, समय का सदुपयोग करते रहिए। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आपका कि आप यहाँ पर आए, और हम प्रजापिता ब्रह्मा कुमारी ईश्वरीय विश्वविद्यालय की ओर से, आईटी विंग की ओर से आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। जय हिंद। ओम शांति।
Okay, so we will move to the plaza. You can just spend a few minutes, relax, and then we'll have a beautiful meditation. Sister Radhika is waiting there. We're going to sit there in the open air plaza and then experience beautiful minutes before we go to the dinner. Is that okay? Okay, so Sister is asking about, I just have another one. So this is about me being powerful. Just use those principles one after the other, and then you can sit and do the self-reflection. Thank you. Well,